The latest in the long fall from grace of Philip Schofield is the fact that he has been dropped as an ambassador for the Prince's Trust. That's the charity that the King formed when he was the Prince of Wales. The Prince's Trust has said, in the light of Philip's recent admissions, we have agreed with him that it's no longer appropriate for us to work together. This is just a helter-skelter into such a fall from grace, from a shining star to a sort of leprous individual that nobody wants to touch. It is such a vision of a great person in tatters. This is why I think this is a modern tragic story. I know the background to this. Light television is frothy and perhaps not terribly significant in the light of so many things that are going on in the world. But this is the stuff of which Shakespeare would have written. This is the stuff of a great man brought low. And you only have to look at the great tragedies, even Othello. The great man brought low by a fundamental fault in his character. But the point is, we all have these faults. We all have these faults. We all have, no matter how gifted we may be, we all have a series of failings, and life is about trying to keep those failings in check, so that what emerges is the greater part of our character rather than the lesser part of our character. But that's why tragedy is so important, because we look at those people who have failed, and with luck we learn from that. And part of the Philip Schofield failure is the hubris, and the overreaching. And I don't understand why his agents, why his family didn't take him to one side and say, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, now is the time to get out. Or maybe it was all up even then. There is a story that the lad who is involved in this story wants to spill the beans and wants to tell his story. And I suppose that will be the final nail in the coffin of Philip Schofield. I don't think, however, that is the key tragedy here. The key tragedy here is, once again, like with so much reality TV, the key tragedy is the power of the television production company and the obsession with getting the program on come what may, and at the expense of so many people's sanity and health. Because it's not just Philip Schofield who has suffered from this. There are so many. The lad himself, I think, must have had a really tough time. And I think there are so many runners, there are so many production assistants who will have been pushed beyond limit by the demands to get this frothy nonsense out day after day after day. And therein, I think, lies the problem. That I strongly believe that although there's room for humour, although there's room for charm and frothiness. It must be predicated on something serious. And I think it's the other way round with morning television. I think that's the problem. That's the problem, that the seriousness is squeezed in, and the real substance of morning television is the frothy entertainment. And I think it's the wrong way round.